Okay, I'm Jaspreet. I'm flying with Spicejet for the last 2 years on the Q400 aircraft, and I'm a pilot. You get to lead a glamorous life, I believe, and secondly, you get paid well. You get paid for flying people from one place to the other. And the best thing is, if you enjoy flying, then I'm sure it's not going to be a profession. It's going to be, at least I can say it for myself. I love flying, so I don't really see it as a profession. Every time I go, it's a different scenario up in the air. Cons, you need a huge amount of investment to become a pilot. First of all, the flying training may cost about 20-25 lakhs. Maybe if you can say ki at this time there are not too many jobs, so you can say ki that is a con of being a pilot at this time in India. Eligibility wise, you are eligible if you are a 10+2 graduate with physics and maths. Then after that you need to undergo your flying training, which can happen anywhere in India. Like for example, I can give you a couple of names: Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Udan Academy in Raebareli, then YouCareer in MP. Apart from that, there are so many other flying schools abroad: Australia, US. I did my flying from the US. Canada is one of the good destinations as well. So once you complete your flying training, whether in India or abroad, you come back to India. If you have done it from abroad, you appear in certain exams here. After that, you get your license. That is when the companies in the airlines in India will hire you. So once you get into any airline, you join as a trainee first officer. So you do your simulator training on the aircraft for which you are hired. Let's say a Boeing. So once you come back, DGCA endorses your license. Once you get into that aircraft, once the company plans your training and everything, you sit on an observer's seat for the minimum number of flights which you need to do, decided by the company. That is what you call a jump seat flying or an observer flight. Upon completion of your observation flights, you are again assessed whether you are good enough to fly, or rather train from the right seat, or do you still need some more observation flights so that you get used to the aircraft. If the captain decides that yes, you are good enough to fly from the right seat as a trainee, then yes, he will start your training. So you start your training from the right seat as a first officer. Again, you are flying only under supervision with instructors or examiners in this case. You undergo again a limited number of sectors or flights or hours, whatever they might be, as per different companies' norms. You fly those minimum number of flights, and then again you are assessed whether you are fit enough or good enough to progress for a check ride or an exam, in a common man's term. If yes, you go ahead with the exam. If no, then you are again asked to do certain number of flights just to help you improve with your training. Once you are cleared with the examiner, that means you pass your exam, then you can fly with almost anybody on that fleet for that particular aircraft anywhere. That is how one progresses from being a beginner to, let's say, flying for an airline as a first officer. First officer is the one sitting on the right seat. He is the second in command after the captain. A minimum requirement to progress to the left seat, that is a captain's seat, is you need to pass an ATPL exam, which comprises of 3 exams, and obviously certain number of flying hours as an experience. So to pass ATPL, let's say, is air transport pilot license. In a common man's term, if CPL is a bachelor's level, then ATPL is a master's level. You should be ready to learn throughout your life almost. You need to keep learning new things. You have to learn, you have to revise whatever you have learned on a regular basis, so that you don't forget something which is very important for the safety of the flight. Basically, you should have a little bit of an eye for a detail. These skills can be obviously worked upon. Every year you need to have a medical exam with the Air Force authorities in India. So you need to be physically fit with your blood pressure, with your hemoglobin, with your anemia and all that stuff. You don't need to get into trouble.